Yo, what's up guys? Old School Dan here, and in this video, we're gonna go over 3 classic physique posing mistakes. Now, a couple things I have to say before we start the video. I understand these are not classic physique pictures, but bodybuilding pictures. Both pose in the same way anyways, not everybody, but some because they don't know how to pose in an old school bodybuilding way. You may not know what I'm talking about right now, but when you see the video, you'll get you'll click. I understand these poses aren't practical. Not everybody can truly flex a muscle without finding some weird angle to flex it. But if you want to look classic when posing, this is the way to do it. What I mean is that people find a certain way to pose and it looks weird, but it's the only way they can get that muscle to flex. The poses I'm about to show you aren't wrong and they aren't right. They're just an example I like to show you on how posing was different back then than it is now. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so here we're going to be going over the side chest. There's 2 things I really want to point out. They're not wrong, but they just kind of don't make you look classic if you do it like this. First of all, he sits on his hamstring way too much. Now, there's a reason he does this. He might be sitting on it too much because he really wants to flex it. But if you've ever seen bodybuilders like Figueroa, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they never sat on their hamstring this much. This guy looks like he's basically crouching down. If you've never seen any of the bodybuilders back then do that, they always look very tall, good, nice posture, very strong. This guy's sitting on his hamstring a lot. You don't want to do that. You want to have like a plan. I'll show you. I'll say that for later, but I'll just show you the next image is going to be the right way to do this pose. But the other thing I want to go over is he doesn't pull the rib cage back. There's a reason he does this because it's like they moved on from wanting to look aesthetic and they moved on to just worrying about size. That's what they care about. Just size and muscularity, striations and stuff like that. They didn't really care about expanding the rib cage to get this certain look that kind of makes you look like an old school bodybuilder. They don't care about that. They just want to look big, massive, and then muscular. So as you can see, he doesn't pull his rib cage back like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Reg Park, Mike Menster, those guys. I mean, it's like I'm saying, this isn't wrong, but if you really want to look classic when you're posing, the next images I'm about to show you is exactly how you want to look like when you hit a side chest. Alright, so let me show you real quick. Now, one of the reasons I made this video is because I see a lot of classic physique competitors, when they pose on stage, they're posing like bodybuilders. This is classic physique. You cannot be posing like a bodybuilder. You want to aim for looking like a classic bodybuilder, like guy from the 60s, 70s, before that. So right here, this is the real classic side chest. You can both see they both pull their rib cage back. And of course, they're hitting a vacuum. Lovely. You want to hit that vacuum. You can also see they just squash the hamstring. You know how their posture is still good? They're not sitting on the hamstring like they're crouching down like they're going to go to war or something like that. They squash the hamstring, not sit on it. That way they develop a very strong, beautiful posture. So yeah, that is exactly how you want to be hitting the side chest. You want to squash the hamstring a little bit, twist out your calf, rotate the calf out a little bit, plant it, and then tuck that rib cage, tuck that arm in so you can pull out that rib cage. And that's how you want to hit a classic side chest. Now, a lot of classic bodybuilders aren't doing this, and it kind of frustrates me because, like, if you want to get into classic physique, you might as well pose like a classic bodybuilder. Now, I understand posing like this isn't practical because it might not be your best angle to do it like this. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to look classic when you're posing, this is the way to do it. Alright, so next, we're going to be going over the most muscular pose. I'm going to be going over 2 to 3 mistakes. Let's get started. Alright, so here we have a bodybuilder, 2 bodybuilders actually. And one mistake right off the bat is, now this is something Frank Zane taught to Sadiq. So when Sadiq was posing in front of Frank Zane, Frank Zane was kind of like, dude, like, relax your face. Like, don't look like you're in pain, alright? Like, this is, if you've seen all the bodybuilders pose back then, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Casey Vitor, Mike Menster, Franco Colombo, they didn't look like this when they were posing. They were doing the pose. They were just very relaxed, calm, and look, they don't look like they're in pain. They just look relaxed. And that's something Frank Zane was trying to teach to Sadiq. Excuse me. That's something Frank Zane was trying to teach to Sadiq, that you just have to relax your face. Just calm down. Just be relaxed. Because when you pose, you're not supposed to look like you're in pain. So these guys, their face is just like crazy looking. Like Phil Heath, oh my God, dude, come on. Dude, don't do that. I think that's Dennis Wolf. He's not that bad. But don't have your face like that when you're posing. It just looks ugly. Okay? Next up is they're not interlocking their knuckles. Now, if you've ever seen bodybuilders like Mike Menser or Arnold Schwarzenegger, when they hit it most muscular, they interlock their knuckles. It just makes you look more classic when you do it this way. This is just the way they would all do most muscular back then. The next thing is they're hunching over way too much. That's just too much hunching. If you've ever seen classic bodybuilders do a most muscular, they don't hunch over like crazy. These guys look like they're about to do like a bend or a row or something like that. In the next images I'm about to show you, this is exactly how you want to hit a most muscular. Now, this is how you want to hit a classic most muscular. First of all, relaxed face. If you've ever seen any bodybuilder ever from like the 70s down to like the 30s, or I guess the 30s, yeah. If they hit it most muscular, their face is always relaxed, calm, not doing that face like on stage, like you're going crazy. You see that? Relaxed. Actually, when you hit, this is a bonus tip right here. Actually, when you hit any pose, your face is always supposed to be relaxed. Sometimes you can throw in a little smile in there to like just to get to win over the judges with your charisma. But I mean, most of the time you just want to keep it relaxed. You see, they both interlock their knuckles. This is just makes you look more classic when you interlock your knuckles. You can see Mike Menser interlocking his knuckles. Arnold Schwarzenegger, his knuckles are almost touching. Well, actually, they practically are. And you see, they're not hunching over so much that they're about to do a bend or a row. They're just hunching over a little bit. You see? All right, so next up is we're going to be going over back double biceps. All right, so like I said earlier, these poses aren't incorrect. It's just that the fact that they don't look classic at all. Now, there's a lot of classic bodybuilders on stage. They're still doing this, but this is the new standard of bodybuilding, that you have to like have glutes and hamstrings. Well, actually, mostly when it comes to classic bodybuilding, hamstrings. You gotta have some nice ass striated hamstrings. Kind of sucks because like during Steve Reeves' era, you didn't really need hamstrings to win a contest. And that's why Steve Reeves, had good quads, good calves, but when it came to his hamstrings, he was kind of lagging there. But anyways, that's the new standard now. Like I'm saying, this isn't incorrect. It just doesn't look classic. As you can see, they're putting their leg out at an angle. The next pictures I'm about to show you, I think I have Arnold Schwarzenegger and I forgot who else. And the way they hit it is completely different from the way they hit it. This is like the only mistake that they're doing. It's just that their leg is put out at an angle so that their hamstring flexes out more. All right, so let me show you. All right, see, now you see the difference. It's the fact that they just put out their leg out and then just flex it and plant it. So their calf flexes and their hamstring flexes. The way they do it nowadays in bodybuilding, because you need hamstrings to win or lose a contest, you have to put out at an angle and get them to flex. Back then, they weren't tripping. Now everybody's tripping over if you don't have hamstrings. You see, the way they do it is that they just put their leg out, plant it, flex the calf, flex the hamstring, and boom, be done with it. Now, the way they do it is they have to plant it out, squish it, put it at an angle, flex it, and then hold it. And it's like, it doesn't really look classic, but that's just the new standard now. You have to have hamstrings to win a contest. Kind of sucks because it takes away from the whole classic look, but I guess, the new standards, you have to adjust whatever they say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So, with that being said, if you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. I gotta go do something real quick. I gotta go pick up a new book that I just ordered. It is called Dynamic Muscle Building by Steve Reeves. I'm getting it around 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go pick it up. Thanks for watching. This is Old School Dan checking out. Peace.